Yo, what's up, everybody? Yeah, welcome to what might be a rather blurry, grainy episode of the Mike Dolce Show, but the content, ladies and gentlemen, the content is worth it. And right now, as I boot up my audio system, I appreciate you being here for another 10 seconds, but the information I'm about to drop on you is something that you'll find helpful in your own day, your own life. And maybe it's something that we can address together. So, what exactly am I talking about? Well, I have a confession to make, a holiday confession. And unlike any I've ever made, is that true? That's not exactly true. I'm certainly over dramatizing this little statement here, but I thought it would be interesting, and I thought it would be a fun conversation to have because we're in the midst of the holidays, and what happens during the holidays? We get inundated with the worst food on the planet. We are expected to completely poison ourselves, and I really got to share what happened to me this Thanksgiving. If I looked back in my life 5, 10, 20 years ago, I never for a moment thought I would be in the position that I'm in right now. Definitely looking back 10 years ago. There's no way in heck. 20 years ago, please, are you kidding me? Back in my former life, I was 282 pounds and about 30% body fat. Now, I was strong, so strong, I felt like I could run through walls and tear them down with my bare hands. And that probably wouldn't be far from accurate. But I was very unhealthy, just overeating, eating in excess of 6 to 8,000 calories per day every single day. Come hell or high water, it was getting done. And during that period of time, I taught myself to eat. I would eat more than a family of four as one person, no problem, easily. I'd crush food. So Thanksgiving was like, I don't know, 3 plates packed full of food, like a mountain of food. Wouldn't even be the first third of my Thanksgiving. It would be an like a 4 to 8 hour nonstop feeding frenzy, year after year of just punishing my soul with all of this delicious, terrible, bad for you food. Now, over the years, obviously, this is going back 20 or so years. When was I 280? I was 280 in the like maybe 2002, 2003. So we got some time past this. But I ate myself all the way up to 280 from about 180, a 181 to 198 to 220 to 242 to 275 plus to super heavy. So I was moving up weight classes. Um, and the means to do that is simply eating, overeating, and training. Because you can only train so well at a certain point. If you don't have the food available, you're just not going to move the scale any further. So I ate my way to that size. And during that period of time, I prided myself in my ability to crush food, no problem. Well, we go now. We're here in modern day, modern era, November 28th, 2019. No longer am I 282. I'm now about 208 to 212 on the average day, the average wake up day. And regrettably, or not, my appetite is not what it seemed to have been. How about you? I didn't even finish one full plate of food this year. I probably ate about 6 ounces of turkey. We had such an amazing, beautiful, massive 26-pound turkey. And we had 14 people at our house approximately, but a third to half of which were children below the age of 8 years old. But me, more importantly, back to me, I loaded my plate up with a good serving, right about that 6 ounces of turkey, a massive sweet potato, baked sweet potato, a pile of white mashed potatoes, just simply mixed with Greek yogurt and a little bit of grass fed butter sprinkled with salt and pepper. That's all you need. The mashed potatoes are awesome. Brandy's homemade stuffing and Brandy's homemade cranberry sauce, both organic, both made from scratch with love, both absolutely incredible. You'd pay $30 for either one of those at Ruth's Chris without even batting an eye. Love it. And what else did I have on my plate? We had some baked carrots. I didn't even have these drizzled, but we had raw honey, raw local honey on the side to like drizzle the carrots if you wanted to, but some people don't, and I didn't. And what else did I have? Was that it? And asparagus. So we roasted or baked. We baked some asparagus, lightly sprinkled in some sea salt. Also delicious. Finished the chicken, ate maybe half the mashed potatoes, ate all the carrots, all the asparagus, didn't touch the sweet potato, and I was done. Put a fork in me. 2 hours later, I was still completely satisfied. And we say eat until satisfied, not until full. But I couldn't will myself to eat anymore and make myself feel sick. Now, there were 120-pound girls, ladies, women, grown adult women at the table who out eat me 2 to 3 to 1. What the heck happened to me? That's what I was thinking. I was like, once upon a time, I would crush this and laugh at how easy it was to eat all this food. Like I would take the stuffing and I would pour the gravy and I would turn it into like gravy soup. And I would just eat that, and I'd be drinking eggnog out of the quart or the pint at the quart little cardboard box. That was the way I used to roll. And then pie and ice cream time. Are you kidding me? And brownies and everything else. Didn't even go there. Couldn't even go there. So this holiday, that's just my little holiday check-in. It's the holiday weekend, and that's my confession. I can't put it down. Food-wise, like I once did, I was like, I'm gonna crush it. We had such an amazing spread. The food was incredible. Brandy just absolutely outdid herself. It was impeccable. The quality, everything was organic, everything was as fresh as possible. Just like everything was made with such love. And we don't do a lot of food items. We do really high quality, like 6 to 10 or so mainstays. We don't get too crazy. We want the high quality and put time into that. So I was ready to crush, killed a workout. I killed my Thanksgiving Day workout to really make sure I was ready. I had some extra space in my glycogen reserves to top back off. I just couldn't hack it. I couldn't hang. I couldn't hang. So what about you guys? Now I want to answer some thoughts here or answer some questions for you before I pop out. It's a little post Thanksgiving. And what's up with the lighting? Is it just me? No, I think it's me. I think I set it up incorrectly. Tyson, what's up, Tyson? F you, Leon. Hey, man, what's up? SoCal Seth, what's up? Efren, whoa. Joe, what inspired you to get into fitness? It's just been a lifelong pursuit. I don't know why. It's something that has always been a part of me. It's always been a passion. I've always thought about it. I've always embraced it. I've always chased it. I've always just been enamored with it. I was always a science guy. I was always a math guy, and I was always an athlete. And I wasn't always the greatest athletes. And I had great seasons and great performances and won some really cool titles. But I was never a great athlete. It never came easy to me. So I had to use every advantage to further my own ability. And that's where the nutrition and the sports performance strength work came in. The physiology, the kinesiology came into the equation. So I really started to go down the path of best practices in human performance. And to me, and we all have a different approach to this, but to me, I saw the best practices with regards to athletic performance parallel best practices to longevity, to health. And what I realized and how the Dolce diet concept really began to grow and establish itself as one of the most respected eating philosophies to date is because we do look at best practices and we really focus on best practices, and we don't just put out information willy-nilly. We don't read one study and completely change our ideology on health and fitness and nutrition and performance and longevity and all the other things that run parallel to that. We take all new data on board and we test it against the current data that we have. But oftentimes, even something groundbreaking really is like throwing a pebble into the ocean with regards to the totality of our lifestyle. And I hope that makes sense. So to answer your question, or to finish answering your question, this is a lifelong pursuit to me. Every day I wake up just as curious as when I went to sleep. Every day I wake up, I'm ready to learn something new, and to teach myself something, or to find error in my old ways, to see what else is out there and how more that we can do this. So that's the best answer that I can give. Thank you for the question. Son says, what does FU mean? FU means effing unbelievable content, Dolce. So FU is a very warm, friendly thumbs up, good job, appreciate you, pat on the back. And it's a little inside quote that we have here in our community. So now you're aware of it. So when you see FU Dolce, or when you see me say FU to somebody else, it really means effing unbelievable. And it's a big thumbs up, a high five. A digital high five for us. Seth, I kept myself to a small plate, made it an earned meal after a month of work. Right on. That's what and I was ready. I was ready for my earned meal. That's what pisses me off. I was ready for my earned meal. I didn't even finish my plate. I didn't even finish my plate. No, it was a slightly larger dinner than I normally eat. And here's the problem, not problem, if you will. I stuck to my lifestyle. I woke up, I got my list in, I got some work in, I got some movement in, I had my breakfast bowl, I was super hydrated, I had a snack, I got a workout, I hit my lunch, I showered, recovered, relaxed, ate a little snack, helped finish dinner, time for dinner. And I was like, I was already 4 or 5 feedings into my day. I already had got my workout, 2 workouts. I don't count my list and my morning stuff as a quote workout. That's just being a human. But I got 2 workouts in to that point, and I was just like, all right, it's Thanksgiving. Yeah, cool. But to me, it's just Thursday. It's just meal 5 time. And that I felt great. I feel great. I could have woken up this morning and at 5 a.m. and ran a marathon. I can't quite run a marathon distance, but I could have run a half marathon if I needed to this morning. JLFU means freaking unbelievable. Right on. So no problem. Anthony Hale. Hey, Mike, such an inspiring man. Love the live chats. Quick question. Where is the video you talked about in regards to you and Grant Cardone's producer talking about 10% you disagree on? GC, Grant Cardone, is that what you mean? You and GC, Grant Cardone's producer, talking about 10% you disagree on. I think I disagree more than 10% if it's Grant Cardone. There's some things I'm really, really impressed about with Grant Cardone, and some other things that I just disagree, completely. So if you could please rephrase that or give me a little bit more information, and maybe I'm wrong completely, but I have mentioned Grant a few times here. Anthony, hey Mike, such an inspiring man. Love the live chats. Quick question, where answered that? Frank Wells, what's up, coach? I was the same way, and a lot of people at the gym this morning said the same. Nobody went as hard as we normally do. Curious, right? Because we're all gains, baby. Focus. We're focused. Focused. Come on. January 1st is coming. January 1st means nothing. If you start your New Year's resolutions on January 1st, you're already late. You're already late. Let me tell you right now, you're already late. Lowe says, yo, Mike, thoughts on Ken Shamrock and Boss Rutan? Thoughts on the Smashing with Machine, Mark Kerr? Well, I can say that I'm actually friends with Boss Rutan on a personal level. We've spent many days together, private days. We have good close friends in common, and I've been a fan of Boss for my whole career. Who hasn't? I watched Boss in The King of Pancrase. I bought Boss's audio tape. Remember the old school audio tapes they actually put into a cassette player? Cassettes. I bought Boss Rutan's cassette system back, I don't even know, in the late 90s even. So a big fan of Boss, and it's nice to call him a friend now. I think he was an amazing athlete, well ahead of his time. Ken Shamrock, I don't know Ken very well, peripherally a little bit, just at different events. We were both in the IFL together for a while, and some other things. He's a pioneer, a legend, and I think Ken, you get a 20-year-old Boss Rutan, a 20-year-old Ken Shamrock, a 20-year-old Mark Kerr. You have them at 29 or at 20 years old in 2009, or let's say 2003. They're 20 years old. 16 years from now, they're dominating the world, right? These guys will be world champions no matter what era they're born in. And same thing with Mark Kerr. Now, I don't really know Mark at all, other than what you might know, his public persona. I've never actually, shook his hand or had a conversation with him. But again, skill set wise, amazing. Seth, what happened is you got smart about your longevity. Well, that's true. That's true. Frank, happy Thanksgiving to you, brother. I appreciate that, man. We got to get that coffee soon. December 1st, bro. There's no coffee thing is killing me. I would rather a no nut November than a no coffee November. That's what I say now. No, I'd break it day two, November 2nd. I'd be like, wait a minute. What happened is you got smart answer. Yep. Elijah, how do I get back on track from yesterday? Should I go in calorie deficit? Elijah, just get back on where you are right now, right? Don't mess around. Are you drinking your water? Are you moving? Did you get a workout today? Did you break a sweat? Are you eating good food, good, clean, quality food? I would get right back onto my normal program. That's the beauty about our 3 weeks of shredded and living lean plans. Everything's pretty scripted right there. Or if you have our Living Lean Cookbook, Volume 2, over 250 amazing Dolce approved recipes, you can download that right now on your Nook and on your Kindle. Right now, you can have a digital copy of over 250 Dolce approved recipes. And why do I say that? I say that because you can just simply say, man, what should I eat right now? You look at it and I say, pick 3 breakfasts, pick 3 lunches, and pick 3 dinners, pick 3 snacks, pick 3 smoothies, and only make those for a month. If you think back, the average person eats 2 basic breakfasts, 2 basic lunches, and 3 basic dinners every week. What does that mean? That means we're creatures of habit. We eat about the same thing every day. You have the stupid bagel or the piece of toast or the donut at the donut shop, or you skip it completely and drink the coffee mate crappy coffee on your way to work, and you get the gut rot going on. You have the same 1 or 2 basic lunches that you have access to, and you have the same basic 3 dinners or so. This makes sense. We've done the studies on it. Yeah, it makes a ton of sense. The vast majority of us do the same thing. Although we want to think that we have this freedom of choice, really we prefer consistency and structure and convenience. That being said, the great thing about Living Lean Cookbook Volume 2, Volume 1 only has 120 recipes. Volume 2 has, I believe, over 250, at least 250 recipes in Volume 2 for the same price. So with Volume 2, you just pick 2 or 3 breakfasts, 2 or 3 lunches, 2 or 3 dinners, and then just start eating those and don't worry as much, and you're good to go. That'll get you 80% of your ideal lifestyle. You don't have to buy anything else from us, really. You don't. I mean, if you have access to this cookbook for $10 and you have it forever, so like you might not ever have to buy anything from anyone health and fitness related, and that's absolutely fine also. And if Amazon would allow us, we run free deals on it if we could from time to time, but it's a pain in the butt to do. But that's as simple as it needs to be. And I'm kind of rambling. I don't think I'm rambling. I'm actually having a conversation with you like you're a friend. This is what I tell my family. This is what I tell people really close to me. And they're like, I don't know what to do. I'm like, listen, don't hire one of my dietitians. Don't waste my time writing a meal plan, because then if you don't follow it, I'll never talk to you again because you wasted hours of my life. So just download the cookbook on your Kindle for less than $10 and you have it forever. There's amazing recipes in there, right? Just one great recipe that you make at a party is worth a $10 one-time download. But having access to that cookbook allows you, like I said, if you pick 2 breakfasts, 2 lunches, 3 dinners, and this is what we do with a lot of our clients, we get them working into that system. That becomes the health and habit phase. And then we can really start to, and then usually it's like every 2 or 3 weeks, we add a new recipe, take one out, add a new recipe, take one out. Then usually there's one mainstay. For me, it's the breakfast bowl. I'm eating the breakfast bowl 4 to 5 days a week, no matter what program I'm on, no matter where I am in the world. And then, but sometimes I'll go through like a pancake phase where I'll make my own pancakes. Sometimes I'll go through a avocado toast and poached egg phase, and I'll go through that a little bit. Sometimes I'll make my own hash. Woo, sweet potato hash, hell yeah. But this is what you all have access to. Now you're like, what? I can eat sweet potato hash and pancakes and avocado toast with poached eggs on a diet? Yeah, you can. You absolutely can. And that's what we try and teach you. And that's what you can get from the cookbook. Now, you can also go to our online personalized 4-week or 12-week program and get every meal, every recipe, every workout, every exercise completely detailed for you. If you want that type of structure, that's like setting a GPS to get to the exact destination, knowing every left and right turn to go. You can go to thedolcediet.com for that right now and use our promo code. What is the promo code? Save 30, promo code save 30. Let me make sure that's right for you guys, because I made one for you. FU. Of course, it's FU30. Sorry, FU30, promo code FU30, FU30. and you'll save 30%. This is the biggest deal, biggest sale we've ever had. You guys know that we never, ever, ever we never hardly ever go above 10% discount. Every so often, I'll throw you guys like a 15 or 20 maximum. I think we've done that twice this year. The 30% discount is the biggest one that we ever put out, that we'll ever put out. And that's happening right now. The beauty of this is that you can save the 30% right now, which is like $50 off the 12-week program. That's real money right there. You start right now, you sign up right now, you get the deal, and then you can sign up. You start whenever you want. You want to start December 1st? No problem. You'll start December 15th? No problem. Lock in the 30% savings and then start whenever you want to in the future. That's the beauty of this program. So we really have put a lot of good work into it, and we have an amazing support team. So if you ever have any issues, you just shoot us an email. The team takes care of it. We're super cool. Super cool to work with. Don't even worry. You always get your money back. If you hate it, you hate us and all that stuff. No worries. Do not worry about that, but I really want you to make gains. I want you to make progress. So if you want that, that's there too. So the super easy option, and I'll get off this topic, is just the $10 download. You have it for life. Never pay us again. But if some of you really want that extra grit and tell me exactly what to do, Dolce, that's the DolceDiet.com, promo code FU30, save 30%, and start the 4-week or the 12-week, 3 weeks of shredded plan, or the 3 weeks of shredded plus living lean plan. Bang. It's all there. Now what do we got? Frank, thank you. Elijah answered that. Son says, Brother Mike, does strength training help my jujitsu? Absolutely. Absolutely. BJ Penn famously said strength is a skill, and he needs to be credited for saying that. That's absolutely the truth. I know a lot of amazing jujitsu players who maybe only have 2 or 3 solid moves in each position, but they're so damn strong that their position is perfect, right? Jiu-jitsu's position before submission. And when I say strong, sorry guys, don't picture like a bodybuilder, because a bodybuilder is not very strong, right? They can lift weights 405 for 10 reps on the incline press, but you put them on their back on the ground, and a 130-pound blue belt will tear them apart. Because position's everything. So when I say strong, you have to be strong for your sport. And I want to make sure that we give context here, because everything we do is contextual. When I speak, when talk about the things that I do, there's always a context to it. And me as a coach, what I try and do is I try and add the context so you understand. It's like my conversation with Sean Baker. I think it was respectful. I hope you guys appreciate it. If you didn't watch it, please listen to the video that I posted, I think yesterday or the day before, where I respond to Sean Baker kind of calling me out, misquoting me a little bit. And I don't think it was intentional, but it was a great learning opportunity and educational opportunity for all of us for this conversation, because context is everything. And I really wanted to speak to the context of what Sean was doing, and the context here now for you. You have to be strong for the sport, not strong as a sprinter. Strong as a sprinter is not very strong as a jiu-jitsu player. So think about that. But yes, strength is very important. Aqua, what's up? Aqua, hey. Tyson, what would you say to someone trying to not drink at all during the holidays? I feel like the pressure is on more and more from the parties and relaxing during this holiday time. Tyson, I understand what you're saying, and let me try and speak to you as a friend right now. I've never really been a drinker. Alcohol never really was enjoyable to me. Now, I have drank before and I've gotten drunk before, but very few times. And I was never a practice drinker, so I was never really a good drinker, but I've always been a bigger guy with a good metabolism and usually quality food in my stomach. So I could drink well enough with the big boys, but not get as hammered, let's say, as most people. But I never enjoyed the way I felt. I didn't enjoy it. It always made my stomach sick. Yeah, like I'd feel sick to my stomach stone sober, like on my first beer, or glass of wine, or shot of Jack, or whatever the heck it might be. So I never really enjoyed it. Now I got friends and family who love it. They live for it. And that is the center of everything that they do. And they're amazing people, right? It's just, I'm saying different physiologies, right? I never really like, oh, I can't wait to drink alcohol. It's like, I can't wait to eat the mashed potatoes. That's the way it used to be. But we have to come to a point in our lives where what other people want from us or what other people expect from us really has no impact on what we decide is right for us. So for me in my lifestyle, though I don't drink alcohol as a massively enjoyable part of my life, I do what's best for me, regardless of what other people think. And if I'm preparing for some sort of competition, or if I've set a goal for myself, and I'll just say, if I've set a goal for myself, if I set a goal for myself, there's nothing that will stop me from achieving it. There's nothing. If I need to eat my meals, I will eat the meals I'm supposed to. And if I can't have access to the meals I'm supposed to have somewhere off site, I'll bring the meals with me. And if I'm not allowed to eat the meals inside that place, then I'll walk outside and I'll stand in the rain and I'll eat my meal and then I'll go back in. So that's likely more difficult than just simply saying no to someone who offers you alcohol. Now, does that mean I'm saying you should be completely dry? No, unless there's an issue, right? I don't know if there's an issue or not. If there, I'm not going to encourage nor discourage. But what I'm saying is other people's opinion should not matter, because you know what's best for you. And it sounds in your comment that you're trying to achieve a goal that you've set for yourself, and you have these toxic situations in your life that have precluded you from achieving these things. And very possibly, you might be much more successful, much happier, much more fit, much less stressed than you are right now if you were able to block a lot of these toxic situations. And some of it might be toxic people in your life. And that's a real issue. Sometimes our situations and our peers are a bigger obstruction to our success than our inability to eat chicken and broccoli 4 times a day, right? I'd rather have the occasional French fry, honestly, and which I'm not a fan of that, but I'd rather you have the occasional treat, bite of a cookie on a diet than be around someone who is toxic, be around a toxic person, or be put into these toxic situations. Now, some of you might understand what I'm saying deeply, and I hope you do, and it matters. And some of you might not, and that's fine. I think time and experience will maybe make it a little more apparent. So, to close the loop here, once again, is what's your goal? And will partaking in any of these, what seem to be negative situations, will they preclude you from achieving your goal? Will they preclude you from achieving your goal as fast as you could, or as fast as you should, or as well as you could or should? Maybe it'll stop you from getting it all together. Maybe you'll fall off track. And this is what happens. And I think this is where I'll close. Most of the time, we start doing well, we see some progress, and then we're presented with the first opportunity to revert back to our old life, to deflect back to who we were, to go back to the same decision making processes that we once had, which brought us to the point that we realized we needed to make a change from those decision making processes. So a lot of times we fall back to our old devices. And that's one thing I want you to be careful of. And it's okay to run the other way. It's okay in many ways to not be that person, to not go to those parties. That's actually, I spent a year, almost a year and a half or so, where I didn't go out at all. I didn't go to anybody's parties. I did my work. I went to the gym. I did all the things I wanted to do, I needed to do. And I completely shut away a lot of people in my life because I just needed the me time, the quiet time, the focus time, the book time, the pad and paper time, the gym time, the sleep time, the rest, the recovery, the decompress time, the deload time, the unwind time. And that's something to consider also. Shane says, "Morning, coach from the Gold Coast, Australia." Boom. What's up, Shane? I'm good to see you. Right on. I love it over there. Rice in F you Dolce. Hey man, caught a little cold. Any fruit or tea suggestions for quicker recovery? Now, this is not medical advice. I have to be clear about that. So speak with your doctor. In general, nothing specific. In general, you say you caught a cold. Typically, what I do when I have a cold is, I do drink a lot of fresh pressed juices and smoothies and a lot of water, soups, homemade soups with like broths, which is as much vegetables in there as we can, carrots and cabbage and potatoes and you know peas and broccoli and just whatever, whatever we can get our hands on, really, we chop up and we just let simmer in a broth, and we'll just live on that. Maybe pulled chicken, maybe we'll do that and whatnot. So that's what I typically do. Also, I try and sweat a lot. You might not have access to, maybe you do, but I like to sit in the infrared sauna around the time of getting sick. Now, I'm not telling you to do that once again. I'm saying this is what I found to be very successful for me personally. Anthony Hill, Game Changers, Mike. I did a review. Actually, I had James Wilkes, the producer of Game Changers, on my podcast, which we're going to be putting out pieces of that episode in the upcoming week. So really enjoy that. And I'm also doing another video on vegans, on why I disagree with vegans and why vegans are just as wrong as the carnivores, if not more wrong in many ways. So and it's only fair that I kind of bash the carnivores, but I did bring up the vegans, and I said the vegans are just as bad. And let me explain why. So I'm going to do that this week also. Michael Brooks, I agree. Right on. Seth says, I'll vouch the cookbooks are awesome. Oh, Seth, thank you. I really do appreciate that. The recipes are awesome. They're awesome. Michael Brooks said, is there an updated version of the cookbook with new recipes? I would check it out. We have two cookbooks, specified cookbook, Living Lean Volume 1, which is the blue cover, and Living Lean Volume 2, which is the green cover, both #1 bestsellers. Living Lean Cookbook Volume 2 was on the Amazon top 10 downloads, digital books, ebooks, iBooks, iTunes, whatever, iBooks. So, sorry. The Living Lean Cookbook Volume 2 spent 37 months in the top 10 of iTunes in the cookbook section. How awesome is that? Why is that? That's because people bought it and told other people to buy it. It's not because I promoted it, because we spent $0 promoting it. It's not because HarperCollins or Simon Schuster put it in every food store. We were on the Oprah network. No, it was an independent publish that my wife and I put together with love and published it specifically to the same standard as any other book for you guys. And that's why we're so proud of what we do and so confident in what we do, because everything that we've done is word of mouth. All those book sales were word of mouth. There's only so many people I can say to talk to, and then the word of mouth continues to grow. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you. Brad says, F you, Dolce. Thanks for all the good content. You got it. Beat Tony. Hola. Hola, amigos. Hola, or holla. Holla. There you go. Seth, smash that like button. Oh, yes. Smash that like button. Seth, thank you. I forgot about that. Watching from Sonoma County, California. Bobby, what's up, man? Good to see you. Smash that like button. I appreciate that. Wesley, I'm going to send you an email as soon as I'm done with this, my man. Thank you. Tyson, really appreciate the time and well thought out response. Really hit home, and I knew that already. Tyson, good. I'm glad to hear. All right, speaking to you like a friend. That's the job here, right? Just speaking honestly, not foo-foo and anything for you guys. Well, guys and gals, I really appreciate you being here. Happy holidays, Thanksgiving. This is the kickoff. We got a month left of 2020. Don't wait until January 1st to start your goals. Goals start right now. What are your goals? Right now, what are your goals? Every single day you should be working towards your goals. And you know that Christmas is there. You know you have holiday parties coming up. I know that. I understand that. I work towards that, and I make those earned opportunities. That's the goal here. I don't just act like I'm a victim on a rudderless ship just drifting through the seas, being force-fed alcohol and nachos. That's not the way this works. This works because we are intentional. We are mindful. We are focused. That's what this works. That's why we do what we do. And that's why we're successful. Really, that's why we're successful. If any of you want something that is structured with regards to your diet and exercise program, and a lot of people, you're focused, you're disciplined, you want to, but you just don't know what to do in the day-to-day. You need a little more oversight, a little more instruction. For you, I would say go to thedolcediet.com and join the 4-week or the 12-week personalized diet and exercise program. Use the 30% discount code today only. Black Friday, 30% off with code FU30, FU30 to save 30%. And set the GPS to the future you. Set the GPS to your weight loss, to your fat loss, to your muscle gain. What you want to accomplish, you can program that inside the system. Based upon your background and your starting point, the most ideal program is built for you over a 4-week or a 12-week period. And that's all available for you at thedolcediet.com. Again, if you want something structured, that's the one to use. And I appreciate you guys 1,000,000% for being here. I wish you all a happy holidays. I hope it's peaceful and enjoyable and relaxing. But I want you to get motivated. Don't use this downtime as shutdown time. Use this downtime as recharge time because it's time to go. I'm going to be sprinting until January 1st. I'm sprinting through these holidays. I'm not taking time off. This is where we have to get after it, and keep that in mind as we move forward. I appreciate you guys. Remember, don't count calories, make calories count. Boo!